And 2024 edition of That's My Sports. I'm your host with the most, Aaron Cass, here with Hollywood Ray. Before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow That's My Sports on YouTube. It's a new year, new subscribers. Welcome in if you do subscribe. And also, welcome to all our former subscribers that are here. Breaking news, Cam Ward, the NIL transfer from Washington State Cougars, heading to the NFL draft. So he was on his way to Miami. He was on his way to Ohio State, kind of checking out those type of schools. So, I mean, hopefully I'm getting this right and I'm not saying it wrong. I saw it from a valuable source. So he ends his Washington State career, 6,968 yards, 48 TDs, 16 picks. So that's going to be quite interesting in this quarterback draft class going forward.
So, yeah, that adds to a very strong class already. So obviously, you got your top three with May, Williams, Jaden Daniels. You got Bo Nix, you have Michael Penix, you have JJ McCarthy, and then now Cam Ward's being added to the list. So I thought that he was super talented. Even though obviously, he doesn't get seen too much out there in the West Coast, but his numbers warranted him at least taking a chance there. I was shocked when you brought it up a few shows ago that he was going to be in the transfer portal. So I'm glad that he's taking that leap, and I think that whoever gets him probably on a day 2 pick will be very pleased with what they get from him, going into OTAs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I always thought he was a good quarterback. I think he got at least $6 million in the NIL, so he's obviously not a scrub. So, right. But who is a scrub though? The FSU Seminoles. Straight mollywop, 63-3 to Georgia. We're going to talk a little bit about some bowl games here, but I had to ask this question though because 20 FSU players left either in the transfer portal or NFL draft. So I keep seeing when it comes to Kirby Smart, Lane Kiffin, that they need to change the system. So should they do like the option out or the transfer portals after the bowl games? Because we've seen it before with Jadeveon Clowney, Christian McCaffrey, where they're trying to help out their draft stock, which is reasonable if you're not in a big bowl game. But if you're in a big bowl game like this, where it's the Orange Bowl or the Peach Bowl, Sugar Bowl, should you have to stay on the team and then go into the draft, or if you want to transfer out? Because Georgia, back-to-back years, where they won 40 plus in a bowl game.
Yeah, which is
crazy.
Yeah, I'm with Lane. I don't agree with too much that Lane Kiffin says or does, but I agree with him on this. And once again, especially now, if you're getting money for this now, it's not like you're just getting a recommendation letter and then you're going out west or going down south. Excuse me. So yeah, I feel like you sign on to a school. And I'm not talking about the Chick-fil-A Bowl. So, and once again, no knock on Chick-fil-A Bowl. But we're talking, Sugar Bowl, Rose Bowl. Like if you're in those games, I feel like you should be able to hold up to the end of the bargain and participate. So, I get it. They were hurt, they were mad, they were annoyed that they weren't in the Final Four. But my thing is, where's the competitive nature, right? Where's the say, okay, you know what? Let's show Georgia and let's show anybody else, you know what? We should have been in the top 4, and Jordan Travis and not, we're that good. So now granted, I still think Georgia would have won. I want to make that clear. But they weren't 60 points better than FSU. They weren't.
I mean, there was one touchdown. It didn't look like FSU wanted to even show up. Like the dude, it was like a little bubble screen, and he sliced through like 3-4 FSU guys, and it's like, all right, that wouldn't have happened. But I don't think they would have got mollywopped with who they had, but I think it still would have been a close game, but probably Georgia with the victory just because of all the experience. But that's just me.
Right.
But before we lead into the Big Four, which is going to happen today, there's actually some bowl games happening right now as we speak. So just do a quick, pick'ems. Why can't I get it on here? Quick pick'ems of who is. I know LSU is playing right now.
Yeah, LSU.
in the Riella Quest Bowl.
Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm surprised more of them probably didn't fade off because I know they're like we're LSU, but I'm like they were 13th in the country, so you know that's just what it is.
Garrett Nussmeier is the quarterback today for the LSU Tigers, so we'll see if anything happens there. This one at 1:00 when we get off this, Liberty, Oregon. What do you have in that one?
Oh, I mean that's because Liberty was ranked. They're ranked, aren't they? Are they ranked?
23rd. I think they're undefeated. I think, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that's. I mean, that's a shocker in itself, but I mean, Oregon should win at least by 3 scores.
It is the Fiesta Bowl, so anything can happen.
Yeah, that's cool, but it's gonna be a real party, but it ain't gonna be a party for Liberty. I tell you that it's a wrap.
No ducks are getting cooked.
Yeah, no.
So then we got the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, Iowa, Tennessee. Joe Milton is not going to be in this. I believe he is declared for the NFL draft as well, so he will not be playing quarterback.
Yeah, Iowa can't score though, so I just feel like we saw that at the Big Ten championship game. They just can't. They can't like defensively they're sound, but offensively they look like this team up at Foxborough. So I'm going with Tennessee by default.
Yeah. And I'll also make it clear, Iowa is not tight end U. It has always been the U. So I mean, people need to get that notion out of their heads because
they've had a good run
draft. I'll give them that.
Lately.
I'll give them that, but it's still tight end U in Miami. Come on, let's be real here. All right, now going into the Big Four. Start with the first game at 5:00. Alabama, who shouldn't have been in. We had some controversy here. Your boy Bill O'Brien telling Jalen Milroe he shouldn't be a quarterback. He should be a receiver. He's not that good. He was behind Bryce Young for 2 years. Came in, beat Auburn, beat Georgia, slayed that dragon, going up against an undefeated Michigan team of J.J. McCarthy and Blake Corum. So who's got this one going to the Natty?
So seeing Michigan's response when they drew Alabama lets me know everything I need to know about how they feel about Alabama. If they haven't gotten to their psyche by now, meaning the Michigan coaches, Alabama's gonna blow the doors off of Michigan come 5:00 this afternoon. We've seen it in our lifetime. That's all we know. We weren't around for Bear Bryant. But from our era on, from the Gray McElroys, the Trent Richardsons, the
AJ McCarron, John David,
yeah, you name it. Like they find a way. So, we jokingly call it the Alabama Invitational, but that's what it's been, and I don't think tonight changes anything. They win by 2 scores. Like I said, unless Michigan runs the ball very effectively, which is possible, or JJ McCarthy becomes something that he isn't in this game, they're going home. So
I have Michigan in this one. I feel like the momentum that they've had with the Jim Harbaugh suspensions, they're just coming together. I think they blew out in the Big Ten Natty and National Championship.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this really has more pressure on JJ McCarthy. I mean, he's out of the 4 quarterbacks that are in this college football playoff. He only has 22 touchdowns thrown. So, I mean, he needs to prove it in his draft stock because I keep seeing too, there's been mock drafts of JJ McCarthy going to the Giants that high. And I don't think he's that high in the first round. I could see a beginning of the second. But I think if he elevates, he beats Alabama, goes to the Natty, especially from last year, what happened in the TCU game where it's like back and forth until TCU ran away with it in the second half. They need to come back, and that's just me, though. I think Blake Corum is going to have a nice game. I don't know why. I think he is.
Michigan probably by far out of the 4 teams have the best run game. That's what their offense is predicated on. So I wouldn't be surprised, but like I said, they got to get north of 180 yards, I think, just to even have a shot tonight. But to the point about Jalen, having feelings about what Bill O'Brien said, Um, make sure you prove it at the next level. Then, right? It's not about today. Make sure you prove at the next level because once again, it's just like USC with quarterbacks for the most part. You have not produced greatness at that level at the quarterback position. So he wasn't speaking to Alabama. He's speaking about when you get to the league, in my opinion. So prove it. Prove it wrong. Prove it wrong. So and that starts today, but prove him wrong. Once you get into the league, that okay, I can play. Um, so once again, he didn't say anything wrong. You just like that he said it. So get over it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and he didn't. I mean, I don't know how it works. It says he's a sophomore, but I feel like just because he didn't get enough reps, but he had a pretty good year. 2,700 yards passed, 23 TDs, 6 picks, and I know he ran the ball for 468 yards with 12 touchdowns. So I mean, he's going to get
Yeah,
better in the
right, for
Alabama
sure, for
system.
sure.
And he actually made Tyler Buckner, who was from Notre Dame and came down with Tommy Reese. He made him transfer into the portal to go play lacrosse.
Wow.
So I mean, the Jalen Miller effect is real, but I feel like he's going to be good. I feel like the quarterbacks out of there with the Bryce Youngs and all the running quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, Tua, they always do well in the Alabama system. So I have no problem. I don't have any worries with Jalen Milroe. But this one, the big one, Texas, Washington. We got the Quinn Ewers, Arch Manning debacle that was going on throughout the season. When's Arch going to play? Is he going to transfer? Looks like he's staying. I believe Malik Murphy's out there in the transfer portal. Good quarterback. He's just not going to get any burn time because Quinn Ewers is coming back. You got Michael Penix with his story up at Indiana. For all y'all that didn't know that, he played his first 4 years there, Indiana. Tore his right ACL twice, back-to-back seasons, separated shoulder. Needed a change of pace. Went to Washington, straight dominated. Just barely beat Oregon in the final Pac-12 championship game. I mean, Steve Sarkisian is doing very well in Texas. Is going to be if they win this game, it's their first 13-win game. I'm sorry, 13-win season since 2009, which is crazy. But who do you got in this one? Because I kind of lean toward Washington.
So I think if we had talked about this at the beginning or at the end of like the regular season, I'd have said Washington, but I think Texas got it tonight. Because I do think obviously Quinn has had Arch Manning on basically on his heel all year, and I think he got something to prove tonight. He's like, look, yeah, Arch Manning is going to be nice, but I'm a problem too, and I was a starting quarterback this year, not him. So I think he finds a way to say, okay, hey, I'm starting not just right now, but going into next year as well. And he's like, hey, I'm here to do what I'm here to be Midge Applewhite 2.0.
Oh my goodness.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like Michael Penix, he has too much of a chip on his shoulder, and I feel like he's going to prove it today. Against Texas. I mean, Texas is a pretty sound team. They're getting recruits, 5 stars. They're getting a lot of them over there, which is funny because Texas, as we know, since Mac Brown left, was nothing. I mean, they had the one bowl win with I'm looking right at his face too when they said that they were back, and then Texas wasn't back because they kept losing.
Charlie Strong?
No, it wasn't Charlie Strong. It was he had the grills.
He got a raw deal down there too, but that's another.
Yeah, Charlie Strong definitely did. Absolutely, he built that program for this coach. Yeah, no, he got grills because they won the bowl game.
I know who you're talking about.
Tom Herman. Tom Herman.
Yeah, okay.
Tom Herman. Yes, Charlie Strong definitely built that program for him. But yeah, I don't know. I think Michael Penix, because he's got the 1,000-yard rusher. Dylan Johnson. I think he's a junior, I believe. I don't know if he declared yet for the draft or if he's staying, but he's nice. He averages, I think, like 6 yards a carry. That's going to be nice. Another draft prospect, I think he's going to be top 15, Rome Odunze. I think I'm saying that wrong. Yeah. He is nice. And I think they have that sophomore, too, Polk. I think I only know because
he's going to the league, too, though.
The Pac-12. Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, good, because he was pretty nice this year from what I saw. So
yeah.
But, yeah, so you realistically, what do you have? So it'll be Alabama,
Texas.
Texas. So
Yeah.
in that scenario for you, I mean, is Alabama steamrolling Texas, or is
Oh yeah, because
Texas coming out
it's
again and
revenge.
beating them?
It's revenge season. Um,
Oh,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like Texas beat them early in the year. Once again, Texas should be confident because they did beat them, but we know when it comes down to when it matters most. What Nick Saban and his crew does is roll tide, man.
I
So
mean, to quote
it's no
Jadakiss, to
right, but
quote Jadakiss
it's
is hunting season. All right, it's hunting season.
season. That's
So
right. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Ricky Williams is saying Texas is back.
I
So
mean, listen, I wouldn't expect him to say anything otherwise. But sorry, Ricky, you're not in the backfield. Yeah, if he was in the backfield, Texas would have won by 20, but that's not the case.
no,
So sorry,
no.
Brian Arapco's not back there. Vince Young is not over there. Sorry. So it's a different time.
I mean, I love the confidence though, but
Yeah, I do too. Maybe that weed that Ricky is smoking is really working. So
I mean, I think I have Washington winning it all for some reason.
all
It's just
right,
it's
yeah,
my
let's
gut.
go.
It's
Let's
different.
go.
The last time they were really this good was
Some guy named Warren Moon.
yeah, just a little guy named Warren Moon,
You know, just a Hall of Famer.
CFL legend,
Mm-hmm.
Oilers legend, but
Well, yeah, not the serious. So we'll see.
uh, yeah. Before we jump into the NFL, though, I don't know if you saw over the weekend, but The Rock has created yet another league where he's combining the XFL and USFL, and he's calling it obviously the UFL. So that's going to happen in March. So he's taking I don't know if it's the four best teams from the XFL and USFL, but they're all merging into two different conferences. So they starts off in March 23rd. I think it's a pretty nice thing that's
Yeah,
going on.
I hope it works. I mean, I feel like it's just like we're wrestling, right? Like people get on AEW, but you got AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, Impact. Um, the more companies that are doing well, it's better for the product. Um, so it's going to be good to have an alternative to see on TV. And who knows, maybe that could be like a minor leagues for the NFL, right? Like, say if guys are doing well down there, they can get a training camp shot like that. That I think that to me would be very beneficial for the NFL. It's like another feeder system. I think that'd be dope.
I mean, we've seen it with PJ Walker. We've seen it with a few other guys that
He
go to the
he
NFL from it.
he hate me, Rob Smart, and that's a real throwback for those that you have no idea what that is probably. But Ross
Oh my
Smart,
god,
man, he hate me. Got some burn in the NFL too. So hey,
he sure did. That was honestly, that's still one of the best nicknames.
yeah. So
Um, but just wanted to put that out there. I think that's a really good league that's going to happen. So moving on, what a crazy freaking weekend in the NFL.
always is. Yep.
Baltimore just straight scrape, and the Miami Dolphins is pretty much locking Lamar Jackson for MVP. I keep seeing that all around. We had the Dirty Birds. We both called it in our picks. We're going to upset the Eagles. We obviously had the Dallas Detroit game, which is what a shocker. What a shocker. The refs in the pockets of the Dallas Cowboys on Jimmy Johnson night. What a shocker. It was a three-way tie in the AFC South. I thought Baker Mayfield was going to show up this week. He did not. But I still think he should be the quarterback for the Buccaneers. I think that will keep Mike Evans there. So, sheesh. You got any? Unless I'm missing some takeaways. What you have any?
No, I mean, shit. We can start with the Baltimore thing, man. I can't believe. Well, I mean, I can't believe I can believe they won. I think we picked them to win, but they beat them almost by 40 at this time of the year. Like, I just think to me now we're at a point now. If Lamar don't get it done this year, I don't know what's going to happen because you're catching Mahomes on the down year. Miami can't really win on the road, or really beat a good team with a winning record. I just feel like now is the time. You've got to cash in right now and win. Like the dude, He's like I said, he's the MVP. So it's gone. So it ain't. There's no one else. I'm sorry. It's not TJ McCarron. It's not. It is Lamar Tyrone Jackson. Like that. That's what it is. So he's won it. Unless you want to throw my boy Flacco in there, no, I'm joking. But he's been obviously balling as well. But yeah, Dallas though, that was a joke. That was a joke,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
it's funny to me. And once again, this is my personal bias coming out, so it's okay. I'm acknowledging that. I've had a lot of Cowboys fans get on me about the how do I say this? The breaks that New England's gotten over the years, right? And some of them, like I said, yeah, Tuck Rule, um, the Deflategate thing with the Colts. Um, they've been on my head about that, but they were very, very excited to get
Oh
that
yeah.
break on Saturday night. So my thing is, just say you're mad when it happens for other teams, and I can accept that. I can accept the fake. Oh, cry about it. No, don't cry about it. That cost them the game. Literally cost them the game. Can't just sit there and be like, oh, it's whatever. Like that. It's so fake to me. But it just lets me know how fickle people are, and once again, how much the hate is for the team that I root for. So it just validated everything I knew on Saturday night. Unfortunately,
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, Tony Soprano's gone, but racketeering is still at an all-time high.
right? Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
also too, I mean, it stopped the Detroit Lions from potentially getting a number 2 seed. Yep, now they have to claw it back out. And what's funny about that one too is not really, but people are complaining about, oh, well, they shouldn't have went for the 2-point conversion again. They should have just kicked it for the win. But it's like, listen, if you're successful the first time on the 2-point conversion, and especially the weapons that you have, and Sam Laporta, Mara St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, heck, even David Montgomery this year, you have to go for the 2-pointer again. So that one, I am fully with Dan Campbell when it comes to going for the 2-point conversion again. I mean, Jared Goff just kind of threw the ball a little bit wrong, but I mean, what's the point of making linemen eligible when you're physically at the ref saying, hey, I'm going to be eligible? And then apparently it's not, they're ineligible. I mean, is JJ Watt the only one that can do that, apparently, in
I
the
guess
league?
so. I guess
Yeah.
so.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
What a joke.
that one was definitely a joke. And you know what also is a joke? Chicago Bears. So apparently, Justin Fields had a field day, literally. They won the game. They're 7-9. I do respect the Chicago Bears fans, though. They are saying that they want to keep Justin Fields. And I mean, proving for it, they are 7-9 with what Ryan Poles did in this offseason. You can
Mm-hmm.
potentially get Marvin Harrison Jr. You can potentially get like a Joe All or the tackle from Penn State to really help Justin Fields. I think you still have a top 5 or top 10 in the salary cap.
Yep.
So do you think Caleb Williams is still the guy in Chicago? Or
Nope.
should it still just be Justin Fields because of what happened against the Dirty Bird Atlanta Falcons on Sunday?
I mean, they have a potentially to be a game under 500 next week, right?
Yeah, they're 7-9. So if they win, they'll be 8-9, which really isn't that bad because if it's a
Right.
17 game
So
season, it's 8 and
yeah,
8.
especially when Fields was out for a few weeks, and what I'm saying, like I know they're bringing back Eberflus as well. So yeah, I mean, uh, they should draft Harrison first. He should go first. He should go first, and then everything kind of falls underneath under that. But yeah, I think they're gonna get one of those linemen. You get the wide receiver, and you get your own version of the triplets down there. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that would be Harrison Jr. and DJ Moore would be a very good combo. And yeah, I think they should look into that for sure.
Well, hopefully Marvin Harrison Sr. will allow his son to play in Chicago because we've seen it before. John Elway's, Eli Manning's, but they don't want to go to the teams that they go for because they're that bad. So hopefully, with Marvin Harrison Sr.
Yeah, but
sees,
they're 8-9. 8-9 is not 2-14 or 2 and
well,
15.
I mean, they don't know what's going to happen. I mean, Matt Eberflus, I saw that he's still staying in Chicago for right now. He will not be on the Black Monday cut list. From what I've seen, don't know if it's going to be true though. But I mean, as of right now, Chicago has the first pick, obviously Carolina, and they also have the 10th pick now for
Yeah.
their pick. So the draft order goes in the top 5: Carolina, aka Chicago, Washington at the 2, New England 3, Arizona 4, and my Giants at 5.
Yeah. So what's crazy, if New England wins next week, they could drop to about 7th or 8th, which
Yeah,
is
I mean
crazy.
you're playing the Jets, so it could happen.
Right. Which I was, which it makes this. I mean, we'll talk about it later on, but it makes the Steelers loss. I mean, well, it is a loss, even though they won. It makes that Steelers victory the worst, because it's like you didn't have to win that game. You'd have been at the 2 spot just fine, and it's all good. It's all good. But no, they have to still go out there, still fucking compete, and it's pissing me off. I'm like, now you want to compete? Now Chad fucking Riley want to make field goals now? Dude was a joke, absolute joke.
You know what? I mean, speaking of jokes, though, I mean, Philly up 28-3 at one point to the Cardinals, I believe, at the half. Cardinals come back. They were not really supposed to compete this year. They were supposed to
No, no,
tank
it was see, no, it was 21-6, right? Because
26.
I was in the car. It was 21-6. I was like, oh, I said, well, damn, so much for Arizona helping us out. I sit down at a actually, I gotta take this to the Chinese restaurant when you come out here to Boston. It's called Cathay Pacific. We go there. It's 21 all, and I'm like, oh, it's tied. I saw Arizona about to win this game. They're gonna win. I said Philly's gonna fold in this moment, and lo and behold, Arizona ties it 28-28. And then I said, wow. I said they really went on the. I said Kyler Murray came in there and did his thing. I said, would you look at that? So
Lou Gannon said, "You got that heart, got
got
that
that
fire
ball.
inside you. Take the bus."
Mhm.
He sure did stick it to the Eagles. I believe both coordinators, ex-coordinators for the Eagles, won against them. I believe Shane Steichen won against, in Indy and him. So the thing I keep seeing now is with Jalen Hurts. I thought he was supposed to be top 3. Now everyone's saying that their offensive coordinator Ben Johnson needs to get fired. Why are you doing screens to Kenneth Gainwell? Devontae Smith left on crutches.
Yeah, that's tough.
They're just spiraling out of control right now. I believe right now they're the 5 seed. If it were to
Yeah.
end today, so
Well, I mean, so we'll get into it when we talk about our picks, but I don't know if the Cowboys are a lock against Washington.
then
And
yeah, I don't think so either.
we've seen it when Tony Romo was there. We've seen it when even seen it against Dak. Like, they divisions on the line. I don't know. As I we'll get into it, but I'm like, it's not a lock it's all Dallas. So
Yeah,
it's only because they control their destiny, and
before
that's always dangerous.
before we get into the picks, just real quick, you could just pick it. 3-way tie in the AFC South. Texans, Colts, Jags all they're 9-7. Texans are going up against the Colts Saturday night, and Jaguars are going up against Titans on Sunday. So I guess we'll go in a pick in this. So who is going to win that division?
I'm going with Houston.
Same. Okay.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm like, Jacksonville, between injuries and just inconsistent play. Like, I don't see how they figure it out, and I think the Colts are a year away. So, yeah, Houston fixes it. They find a way to get it done.
Okay. And real quick, too, because there's another one in the NFC South: Tampa, New Orleans, Atlanta. So Atlanta's 7-9, and Tampa and New Orleans are 8-8.
Yep.
And they're all 3-2 in their division. So I probably is gonna have to go by the strength of schedule, by their wins. But Buccaneers are playing the Panthers. That's obviously gonna be a dub. But it's Falcons, Saints going up against each other. So is Buccaneers to take over, or is the Panthers gonna make an upset on week 18?
So the way the NFL's been going, Carolina probably wins that game next week. Like I said, we'll get into that, but
So yeah, let's just jump right in then. So it's Steelers Ravens Saturday at 4:30. So obviously Ravens flock. I know it's a division game,
No,
but
the only reason I say that because and this is a dumb question I'm about to ask, but whatever. But is the game going to mean something to Baltimore?
probably not. I believe they locked up the 1 seed, so they shouldn't
Yeah,
have to
so it's
worry
like
about that.
maybe they rest, but this is Baltimore Pittsburgh, and if they have a chance to send Pittsburgh home, I'm sure they're going to make sure that Pittsburgh doesn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the playoffs right now, and Pittsburgh is the 9 seed, so they would have to
Oh,
have Indy one of the. Well, actually, no, I don't think it says. I mean, how can they still be in it? Because Indy and Houston are both 9-7, but they're going up against each other. So it's like,
got you. So yeah, so maybe maybe it's not something where it's a big game to Baltimore, and they rest the starters and Pittsburgh wins.
yeah, I can see that. All right, so you got Pittsburgh. So you have Pittsburgh winning this.
Yeah,
Okay,
by
yeah,
default.
I'll still go Ravens flock.
Yeah,
I think they're going to rest some starters, but I still think they're going to win. We both have Texans against Colts. They're playing. They flex to Saturday night 8:15, so it's going to be Texans. On the Sunday games, we picked Buccaneers over. Oh, no, we picked Panthers, right? You're picking Panthers.
Also, yep.
I'll still go Bucks. I think they're going to win the division. Keep Todd Bowles' his job. Joe Fluco going up against the Bungles. Jake Browning almost beat the Chiefs last week, so he got in that
one. I'm high on Cleveland right now.
Cleveland rocks.
Yeah, I'm high on Cleveland. Like I said, people haven't noticed on the last few shows. This team is for real, ladies and gentlemen. I think they make a deep run this year. I said in meaning they get to the division round at least. But I don't know if you said it or someone, I forget what show I heard it on. And unfortunately, could happen against us. This just feeling like the 2017 Philadelphia Eagles.
That was definitely not me, but that's quite interesting.
Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, because Flacco is definitely looking like Foles, and like I said, that defense is legit. So,
yeah, I got the Brownies in this one as well. The Lions are going hunting for some Vikings, and the Vikings got blown out by the Packers last night as well. So we got in that one.
Yeah, I think Detroit wants to end on a good note. And they probably have a solid attention their month, and they're not at a point where they can just rest starters and act like, oh, we'll be good in the postseason. You're not there yet. So finish the regular season strong. Smack the Vikings around, and then get ready for the playoffs. So yeah, I got Detroit in that one.
Jets, Patriots. Is this Bill Belichick's last game at home? Can he defeat the team that he coached for one day? Or does Trevor Siemian come in there and just have a game?
So obviously the fan in me is looking for the loss because of what the ramifications mean. The analyst in me, New England's they're gonna fuck around and win this game. We can never lose to the Jets, and I don't care if we could be at quarterback. We're beating the New York Jets. I hate to say that for this time because I would love for New York to come in there and Trevor Siemian turn into 08 Brett Favre. That'd be great. But it's not gonna happen. New England's gonna unfortunately win on Sunday.
Yeah, I have the Patriots as well in this one. I mean, JETS just ended the season. Shay said it over the last 3 years, going on 4 years, that we've been doing this. They're just a dumpster fire. So yeah, Patriots. We kind of talked about Falcons Saints. And I kind of hope Justin Fields is going to come down to the ATL with the weapons that are down here, but it's looking like he's going to stay in Chicago. But that kind of stinks. But who do you got in this one, Falcons or Saints?
I mean, this is a game where you can always throw out the records because they're always going to play each other extremely hard. But I'm going to go with the Falcons on this one. I think they close out the season on a good note. They made some strides down there. I still rather have Kyle Pitts be 100 receptions type of receiver, or tight end, because that's how good he can be. So that's on Arthur Smith to go back into the lab in the offseason. But yeah, I'm rocking with Atlanta on that one.
Yeah, hopefully, if Justin Fields can't go down there, hopefully Michael Penix, I think is definitely an upgrade from Desmond Ritter.
Yeah,
And I mean
and
Taylor Heineke, he's serviceable, so he should be the backup for next year. But definitely Michael Penix should take over the reins there in Atlanta.
oh,
You can't waste those weapons. I would kill to have a
oh,
Kyle Pitts,
yep.
a
Yeah, no, facts. You,
Dion.
you, you and I both. You and I
Yep,
both. So
just
I'm with
wasting
you.
away down there. Mm.
I'm with you, good sir. Yep.
Jaguars Titans. We kind of talked about it, but not really. So who do you have in that one?
Jaguars. Jaguars should win the game. It's because I mean I know Lawrence might be still out, but CG Beathard is better than Will Levis at this moment. I think they find a way to win that.
Yeah, and I mean, shout out to the Panthers too. I didn't realize that. I think they had 342 games where they did not drop a goose egg, and then they
Mm.
did last week against the Jaguars. It's kind of interesting stat. Didn't even realize it. But yeah, I got the Jaguars in this one. Titans just need to blow everything up. I don't know what's going on. I think it's too late now to get a value for Derrick Henry as much as they think they can get. He's still a great talent, but I feel like now they should have did it either last year or the year before if they knew this was going to happen. But
Yeah, I mean maybe they cut him. I think he should go to Baltimore.
it's funny you say that. I actually said to a few Giants accounts that Saquon should go to Baltimore, but
Oh, nah, Derrick Henry's more Baltimore than Saquon Barkley.
hmm, interesting.
um, Saquon,
I just thought because Saquon can catch a little bit better than Derrick Henry, you do a lot of good halfback options with Lamar and
yeah,
all that.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, I'm trying to say Saquon to me, even though they have a running back out there. I like to see Saquon in like Seattle. You know,
That could be interesting. He could be like their Sean Alexander
yeah,
or
yeah. So
Kurt Warner
I'd
with
be
a
out
C.
there, but other than that, I don't see too many teams that would like jump at the chance. Shit, maybe Dallas jumps on because they clearly miss Zeke, whether they think so or not.
Honestly, I could see that because Tony Pollard is a free agent after this year, so I could definitely see them doing that. And Saquon trying to stick it to us two
Yeah.
games a year. I've seen it with the Mets before. I could see it with that. Move on to the 425s. They're all 425s. It's the battle of the birds. Seahawks against the Dirty Bird Cardinals. Who you got in that one?
Um, I'm hoping. I think was it a team? It might have been a team. I'm hoping for an Anquan Bolden 2.0 game. Remember years ago when Anquan Bolden I think he scored like the final touchdown against them. And Arizona was still really bad at that moment. Or it might have been David Boston, which that's a casual name drop.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, that's everyone knows David Boston. I
yeah,
mean,
everyone knows David Boston.
come on.
Get it together. But Seattle should win. They should win. But I'm hoping for the Cardinals. But I think Seattle wins though. Seattle wins the game.
Yeah, I'm going Cardinals, and I think Michael Wilson's gonna have a good game for him.
Okay.
Divisional game. Let's see if they keep the streak. Bears at Packers. Does Jordan Love continue having him as the daddy of the Bears?
So I want to say that he's figured it out. I looked at his numbers last night. I was like, oh, he's about to have 30 touchdowns, 12 picks, something like that.
It's
That
strides.
that's a really good stride. Yeah, but I'm Green Bay. It doesn't matter what era. Like Green Bay is gonna win Sunday.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, no, I got Green Bay in this one too. I mean, it's good that the Bears. I mean, everyone thought the Bears were going to have like 2-3 wins. 7's still good for what happened in the first year of Ryan Poles, so I have no problems with that. This one, I can feel it upset. I don't know why. Chiefs Chargers. Easton's going to stick it to the Chiefs. I mean, they have the most drops in the league from receivers. Yeah, Pat Mahomes did beat a Bengals team, but they were down at one point to a Jake Browning Bengals team. So I got the Chargers.
So I mean, since they clinched the division Sunday, I feel like
I forgot they did that. Okay,
yeah,
I'm still picking the Chargers though.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that even leans me more to LA because of them losing that. So I go with the Chargers too.
This one, man, I really thought that I was putting it up there on Sunday on the Variety Sports Network when they were talking about it. Antonio Pierce's Black Air Force One Raiders did not do me justice. I thought they were going to beat on the Colts, but I
Mhm.
have the Raiders stomping them out against the Broncos. If you know, you know that slogan.
So, I'm gonna go with Denver.
Hmm.
But
You trust Jarrett
I
Stidham?
did, yeah, yeah. I feel like they I think the team in general is motivated to end on a note being 500. And it's like they've had a really rocky season, obviously, and how they did. Russ was foul, and everyone knows that. But yeah, I think they find a way to get it done. Yeah, I mean that Raiders game was close on Sunday, but they just, Indianapolis just found a way, which is weird. It's weird that they still find a way to be somewhat relevant, despite the changes they've had too. So, but yeah, no, I'm gonna go with Denver to end the season on that one.
Okay. Let's see here. The Rams against the 49ers. I believe the Rams are in the playoffs currently. But I
Mhm.
think they need to definitely beat the Niners for this one. Where are they at? Yeah. Oh no, they're in. They're in. They are the 6th seed right now. So do they stick it to the Niners who don't get the 1 seed if they win, or is it just Niners gang? They're gonna take it.
Um, I'm gonna go with Matt Stafford. Um, I think that I feel like San Fran can win whether it's on the road or out in Levi Stadium. So yeah, it matters far from a rest standpoint. I get that, but I don't think they need it. Excuse me. So I think that the Rams come in there. Kyron Williams has a big game. Nakua continues his awesome season, and yeah, the Rams win a nail biter, 27-24.
Okay. Yeah, I got the Rams in that one too. Puka's going to beat the rookie record. I believe he is tied right now with Jamar Chase for second
Yeah,
on receiving yards, but I believe he passed, was it Jalen Waddle? He definitely passed Jalen Waddle for most
yeah.
receptions as
Mhm.
a rookie. So he's just going after Gorham from the Houston Oilers. I believe he only needs, I'm not a math surgeon, but I think he's like 80 yards from beating
Yeah.
it. So he's definitely going to get that against the Niners. Closing out the 425s, my New York Giants against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going upset.
Yep,
Fuck the
me
Dirty
too.
Birds, even
Yep.
though I have an eagle on my chest, which is
Yep.
completely different and irrelevant. We haven't beaten them since 2021. We have 3 wins since 2014 against them. This is
Wow.
not a good Eagles team. In my opinion, I'm not trying to be biased. They just don't look right. Devontae Smith's not going to be playing. So, yeah, going my Giants.
Yeah, I'm going with the upset too. They're reeling right now. Once again, you can't lose to the Arizona team, and I take you seriously. I can't. So
Mm.
Giants close out on a good note, and it's like Happy New Year.
Yeah, I mean Tyrod has moments. Yesterday against the Rams, there was just a few things that happened that shouldn't have, but it is what it is.
Right.
Update right now in college football: Wisconsin's up 14-0. Another casual, Tanner Mordecai, has 2 touchdowns
Mm.
for the Wisconsin Badgers. So before we close out the NFL picks, we have the last one, which is I'm sorry, we have 2 more. Cowboys, Commanders. Who do you got? I got Commanders, obviously.
Yeah. Well, no. Only reason I'm saying that is just like I just feel like whenever the division has been on the line in recent memory, um, if the Cowboys don't have it locked up, they find a way to lose. And I think that, and this is not an AT&T. This is at in Orlando, right? So, or FedEx Field, whatever it's called. Um,
RFK Stadium.
oh, RFK, oh yeah, RFK, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Oh man.
Throwback.
Right, yeah, for real. But we'll go with FedEx Field for now. I'm going with the Commanders. I think they at 24-20. I think
Yeah.
Sam Howell has a once again. Sam Howell was top 3 in the league, Week 10, baby, wasn't too long ago. So, um, Yeah, I'm going with the Commanders upset.
Yeah, and shame on the Commanders for making me look bad. I literally saw Jacoby Brissett was going to start this week, and they throw out Sam Howell. How dare they? But yeah, I'm picking the Commanders. Last game, this could be for the division. Actually, it is for the division. Bills, Dolphins. Who do you got in that one? Because the Bills just scraped by on the New England Patriots. I watched about the first half of that game. They won 27-21. Dolphins, we all know, got slapped by Ravens flock. So who wins this one for the AFC East?
Where's it at?
At Miami, Hard Rock.
All right, so the Dolphins are winning.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Just because they're at Hard Rock?
Yeah,
They haven't beaten over 500 teams.
But maybe I have PTSD.
Yeah, probably do.
Whenever Miami's a little different at the end of the year at home. And I know because I've lost to them. My team has lost to them many a times. It don't matter what their record is, they always win at home towards the end of the season. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. And they need to redeem themselves. They should, to use your word, mollywopped. They got mollywopped by Baltimore. So it's time. It's time to redeem themselves. So I think it's gonna be a shootout though. I don't think it's gonna be something where, one team blows out the other. But can I see both teams scoring in the 30s? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I got Miami in a close one.
I have circled the wagon. I just feel like this team is getting hot at the right time. They have, a few W's since the Stephon Diggs little controversy where they're saying he wanted out. But yeah, I got Buffalo. So to close out the NFL season, got a few awards to get going. So obviously MVP pick. You're still on Lamar.
Yep.
All right. I want to say Lamar, and I've said it. I keep saying it on Twitter on both the accounts. I feel like Run CMC though should definitely kind of be in there as well. They haven't had a running back since AP, but I feel like without Christian McCaffrey on that Niners team, it's not the same.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Maybe they do it like Barry Sanders and Brett Favre years ago, or Stephen Hare and Peyton Manning. My thing is it can't just be a quarterback this year. Maybe they do it. Maybe they do it like they share it. But I wouldn't be surprised if you're gonna give it to them. It might as well be Lamar and CMC. It can't be nobody else though.
I was really pulling for Tyreek, but because he hurt his shoulder,
that's
kind of.
Unless he gets like 300 yards on Sunday,
he could. Honestly, he did it. He's done it before against Buffalo, so it could happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Next one, Coach of the Year. I'm still going with DeMeco Ryans. I've seen a lot of talk with Kevin Stefanski. I've seen. Actually, I think it was just Kevin Stefanski. But yeah, I got DeMeco Ryans in this one. Totally revamped his Texans team. He will not be the third black head coach to get fired after 1 year for the Texans. They're really getting everything going. Nick Caserio is really building this team. CJ Stroud, amazing. So yeah, DeMeco Ryans for me.
So we've agreed on that most of the year, but
you're leaning towards the Brownies. I know the dog pound really entices you.
But it's like when you win with four different quarterbacks and you've won with them, that's hard to do in this league. It's hard. Hard to do in any league when you're missing starters. But when you 4 different quarterbacks, and you get a guy literally off the street, and he's in his late 30s, and killing it like this. Like, once again, they're 11-5. It's not like they just scraped in. Like they're doing really, really well. So yeah, I'm going with Stefanski. But once again, if DeMeco Ryan get it, like bravo, because he's earned it. I think if they win Sunday or Saturday night and they go 10-7, then yeah, I do think that they'll probably lean towards DeMeco Ryans. But for what I saw, it's either him or Stefanski.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. CJ Stroud's kind of been leading the pack since I believe week 3.
Yeah, it's Stroud.
No Puka Nacua.
It's Stroud. Like I'm like, once again, Nakua would deserve it. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, Stroud. Um, Once again, Nakua is dependent on what Matt Stafford was doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like you know, we know when Matt Stafford could be. We didn't know not Matt Stafford. I mean, we know what Matt Stafford is. So it's like when you're throwing to he there's always a guy that becomes elite next to him that you're just like, where did they come from? So the Marvin Jones, the Brandon Pettigrews, we he always has somebody um that takes a leap that we didn't see that coming. Stroud came out of nowhere. We know the narrative behind Ohio State quarterbacks. So yeah, he deserves it.
Okay, well here's some stats for the fans out there. You can comment when this the replays on YouTube or anywhere else. CJ Stroud, 3,844 yards passing. He's been out for 2 weeks as ninth in the league. He has 21 touchdowns, is tied for 13th, and he has 5 interceptions with a QBR of 54.4. And Puka Nakua, obviously, he has 1,445 yards, which is his 4th in the league, but he is a rookie. 101 receptions, so he broke Jalen Waddles, like I said earlier, and 5 touchdowns, and he averages 14.3 yards a catch.
Nice. Yeah. Beast.
So, I mean, I think he's only had 4, 5, 6, 8, like 9 games where he's under 100 yards. It's not too bad.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. So who do you have for Defensive Rookie of the Year award?
I was first too, but I was like I couldn't think of one that came to my mind right now. Like I said, I know who would have been had he been healthy. It would have been my guy Gonzo, but I can't think of a rookie that's been dominating like that deserves Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Well, I have 2. One is Devon Witherspoon from Seattle.
Okay.
And the other one, Jalen Carter, who dropped heavily in the draft, obviously because of what happened in Georgia.
Right.
I have either one of those. I think would be a pretty sufficed Defensive Player of the Year. Well, rookie, sorry.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, so yeah, because some names I've drawn a blank. Like I said, I've been for those who probably hear this, I've been under the weather, so I'm like my mind has been blank when I wrote this. I was like, I don't know what I could think of, but yeah, Carter, I forgot. Yeah, Carter has someone that's been balling for sure. So
yeah, he has 30 combined tackles, 6 sacks. Jalen Carter and Devon Witherspoon. I think he created history, which he did against my Giants when he had 2 picks and one of them was for like 80 yards. I guess that was like a stat for like a rookie. He has 68 combined tackle, 3 sacks, and a pick.
Right.
So it was not 2. I think that was a 2. He had a sack and then the two interceptions. Gotcha. So let's see. To round it out, who do you have for the Offensive Player of the Year?
Only because I think he's not going to win it. The MVP is Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it to him. I think, yeah. But dude has been lethal. And once again, yeah, San Francisco obviously is not where they are without him, obviously. But I just feel like Lamar obviously deserves the MVP. So if he can't get both, then yeah, Christian McCaffrey deserves Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, it's still it's weird. It's still kind of a race between him and Tyreek, but it just goes to show that the Niners training room staff is way better than the Panthers because he hasn't really been hurt that much.
Yep,
which is good.
It's amazing what happens when you're able to compete.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing what happens. Yep.
So we have offensive. So who do you have for Defensive Player of the Year?
Micah Parsons.
Interesting.
Dude's a beast. Once again, and like I said, I didn't want to seem too. Because like I said, I know I've been pro Cleveland. I'm like, so listen to Myles Garrett, get it? Hey, dude has been lethal on defense too. But that boy Micah Parsons is something special. I just hate that he's in the Cowboy uniform.
Who are you telling? We had an opportunity to draft him, so we're still bad about that in the Giants land. But I will go Myles Garrett. 42 tackles. I think he's got 14 sacks. I believe. He's been absolutely dominant for the Browns. He's literally the heart and soul of that defense. I did see a lot of TJ Watts, and I did see a lot of Nick Bosa in there as well for Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, TJ Watt, you could say it too, 60 tackles, 17 sacks. Just who I honestly never would have thought he was going to be that great when he was first round for the Steelers. I thought he would be good. I didn't think he was going to be doing stuff like this. And obviously, Nick Bosa, we all know, does not. Actually, I'm not going to say it. I'll say it off air. But Nick Bosa, 52 tackles, and half sacks, and he was hurt for a little bit as well.
Yeah.
So
love that. Yeah, so I mean, we'll see, but it's been a hell of a season. I'm excited for the playoffs as always, and there's always going to be something that happens that we didn't expect to happen. So I'm just ready to see that unfold.
Yep. And before we do our final words, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow That's My Sports on YouTube. Since it is 2024, I have reached out on That's My Sports Twitter pages. We'd love to have people on this show. We also am flexible. It can go on other shows as well. Just let us know. You know, I have an enjoyable time commenting and watching everything that's been going on with these content creators. It's been great. So, Hollywood Ray, what's your final words?
Yeah, so like I said, Happy New Year from us. You know, we all had different, versions of 2023, whether it was good, bad, or ugly. But hey, the best part is that we made it through. So congrats to you and anybody else that's around you that made it through 2023. We thank you for listening to us in 2023. I feel like we took major leaps, as we have mentioned, and we expect more leaps to happen in 2024. So continue to show that support, continue to spread the word about what we're doing and trying to do, because I guarantee there's more greatness to come. So, keep supporting, keep liking, subscribing, and, the best is yet to come. And as always, Black Lives Matter, not just when it's convenient for you.
Yep, absolutely. And again, pretty much the same thing. Would love to get to 100 subscribers, trying to get there. We're going to try to get more subscribers down the road and follow more people. Again, if you are a content creator for sports or anything like that, we'll have to come on the show. We'll have to have you on. Just, slide in our DMs, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, doesn't matter. I pretty much am on everything for That's My Sports. So just throw it in there. Appreciate all the followers that are on us on X, Twitter, all those content creators that follow us as well, that we've been watching and they've been watching us. Also, Hollywood Rays, I'm Missing the Point, an all Boston show with a little bit of UFC action. Great stuff going on over there. They're taking major leaps in the Boston community. Also, too, I have two shows as well with my other co-host, CPNY Sports. Just reached 350 subs. I'm trying to get here on That's My Sports. We do Blue Shirts Banner, Rangers Pod, and Feeling Blue Giants podcast. We definitely feel blue on that podcast. But just going forward to 2024, I think it's gonna be a good year for That's My Sports. And as always, Black people matter. This has been another episode of That's My Sports with your host of the most, Aaron Cass, Hollywood Ray. We will see you when we see you. Peace.
Tie this game at 60.